Hey guys, this is a Paradise City guide. Um, gonna focus today on Vault of Archivon 10 man. We're gonna use group composition of the standard 2 tanks, 3 healers, and 5 DPS. The vault is split up into 3 chambers and has a boss at each chamber. The first one you should attempt is Corallon. This is the hardest boss and will give you a good idea if your group is going to be able to complete the raid. Also, it's no good if you get saved after the easiest boss, only to find the group can't cope with the other two. So Corallon the Flame Watcher, he will apply a buff to himself immediately after pull, and this is going to increase damage by 5%, and this is going to stack every 20 seconds, so the longer the fight goes on, the more damage the raid will be taking. Corallon's going to need 2 tanks, as his Meteor Fist's damage hits pretty high, but it will be split by people close to the tank, so if you have your 2 tanks stacked on top of each other, and then damage will get shared between them. He's going to drop like a flame ring called Flame Insider. This is going to set you on fire, and if you're in front of it, you're going to take really heavy damage, so make sure you move. Tanks should be moving Corallon away from this, so gives DPS room to attack without going in the fire. May be wise to decide beforehand which side to strafe when the fire is down. He's got another ability called Burning Breath. This is a whirlwind type attack that will hit anyone around the boss for about 4k damage a second. This can't be dispelled or avoided, so it needs to be healed through. That's it really for this boss. Just stay out of the flames and tanks stay on top of each other, and healers be aware of when Meteor Fists are incoming, and you should do okay. Emil and the Stormwatcher is going to be the next boss we're taking on. When you go in, you'll see he's standing in the middle and he's surrounded by 4 ads. The fight's going to start off with your off tank going straight in and pulling all 5 mobs, including the boss. The main tank is going to try get aggro on the main boss at this point. You can use a hunter to misdirect if you're having trouble with this. DPS just need to chill out a bit at this point because it's kind of hard getting aggro for the tanks because they can't do too much damage, without aggroing each other's mobs. So once the tanks are in place, all DPS should be on the boss. You shouldn't be DPSing the ads. This is going to make the fight a lot harder. Emelon's got 3 main abilities. He's got his Chain Lightning. This is going to hit a raid member for 5k, and it's going to increase by 50% every time it jumps. You need to be watching out for Lightning Nova. It has a large cast time and is easily avoidable, but when he starts casting it, DPS need to get at least 20 yards away from him. If not, this is going to deal over 20,000 damage to anyone in range. overcharge is the main mechanic to this fight and involves the adds. When ML on, overcharge is an add. One add from the off tanks group will grow in size and will also increase damage. This damage buff will stack every 2 seconds, and if the buff on the add reaches 10 stacks it will explode, and this is going to kill your off tank. So when overage happens, then all DPS need to run over and nuke the add down ASAP. When an add is destroyed, a new one will spawn. This is usually going to spawn over near the main tank. The off tank needs to be aware of this and pick it up and bring it over to his original spot. And from here you can just repeat these steps until ML is down. Just DPS ML until overcharge is up, nuke the add, stay out of lightning nova, and you have 6 minutes to do this before MLN berserks and wipes the whole group. Archivon is the last boss you should take, and it's also the easiest if done right. Let your main tank just go in and get good aggro on the boss. Off tank should remain first or second on the threat meter throughout this fight. I'd suggest both tanks taunt whenever they can. There's only a few things you need to watch out for on this one. Rock Spikes is going to target a random raid member. If you are targeted, you can't avoid this. However, it's also going to damage those around you, so don't go running towards anyone else and killing them while you've got it on. He's going to charge towards someone as well. This is going to leave a cloud when it hits. It'll be a noticeable cloud, so make sure you get out of it, because this does 2k damage per second, and you'll get moaned at if you don't get out of this. Archivon can also pick up a raid member. If this happens to be a main tank, make sure he is then attacking your off tank and not your healer. This is why it's important that your off tank, keeps high up on aggro as well. You've got 5 minutes to do this fight. He has a hard enraged time, so if you don't down him within 5 minutes, everyone's gonna die. And that's it. Hopefully this has cleared a few things up for you. If you've got any worries or comments, questions, just post me a note. This should cover everything though. Thank you. Cheers.